Alright everybody, we're back. This is Tactic Angel. We're tanking again in this Aufklarungspanzer Panther. I know. What are you doing, Tac? This is like the 6th, 7th, 8th silly video that you put up about this tank, which nobody likes. Nobody. But actually something kind of funny happens in this match. We're going to go ahead, start out, going over to the right. Pretty good place to go if you're on Abbey. Sometimes people kind of come shooting through from the middle. And either if you go immediately to the left over here or to where I'm about to go, which is up this little bluff, these are pretty good spots just to kind of get a couple of pot shots in. With my tank, I wouldn't do a whole lot of damage. I'm just seeing if I can peek over and maybe get a shot, but nope. So I take a moment to just look at how pretty this tank is. Nobody agrees. Tactic Angel backs up and is going to go around instead to one of the alleys that we don't like. Not feeling super good about that. As you can see, there is an Object 416 in front of me. That is a tank that will pretty easily go through every inch of this. The Aufklarungspanzer Panther has the advantage of occasionally bouncing shots, but with that, I would not count on much. I got an Adler here next to me. That is once again the brand new premium tank that you really shouldn't waste your money on. I'm glad that Adler is here, but he is going to make my life a little bit worse here in a second. We look over, we see an IS-5. I could probably pen an IS-5 with this tank, but it's really not worth the effort. I think that I am better used over here supporting my people, kind of annoying this ISU 152. Naturally, I do not want to get hit by a 152. It will do about 3/4 of my life if that's the big gun. I have no idea if it is or not. The Adler comes up here. He is happy to be an HP sponge. That gives me what I assume is probably at least 10 or 12 seconds to get extra shots in. Then he jumps in front of me, which is a little obnoxious. I do want to go after that light tank, but actually what's going to be down here is a super Pershing. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more help from whoever was shooting at the super Pershing before, and I was also hoping that the Adler would have bracketed the guy instead of ramming him into me. He gets himself killed for his efforts. Now I'm stuck in a weird situation where the Aufklarungspanzer Panther really isn't that much more maneuverable than this other tank. I'm going to need to use a handbrake here, change up the situation a little bit, because honestly that was cutting it pretty close. As much as I like this tank, it has its limitations. Now we're heading over here. We have a conspicuously stationary IS-3. After a couple of shots, you can pretty well tell he is not playing World of Tanks. He's still annoying because he's still spotting me, but at the moment I don't have a lot of things that are better to do, and that's going to change real quick, because I can see that my team is now engaging several of those tanks over there, so I really should contribute and maybe try to shoot at some people who are playing World of Tanks. Just getting them to move around is actually helpful, because a lot of those tanks have, you know, aim times, and now I don't really have a real good shot. I could maybe hit that hammer, not very likely. I really just want to get rid of this absent spotter, But I am paying attention to where that 88 on the hammer is pointing because he will delete me at this point. Blind shot here, why not? You know, I have almost no chance of hitting, but you have 0 chance of hitting if you don't shoot. So this isn't that silly quote where you miss 100% of all the shots you don't take. You actually miss none of the shots you don't take. We've come up here just to see if we can spot, get, you know, a few dozen feet or maybe 50 or 100 feet in front of our allies, trying to use our superior spotting distance to help them. Nothing's going on, and now the game enters a new phase, so to speak. We are in, let's hunt down the last couple of people who are left. I actually thought that the hammer was on this side of the mountain range. It turns out that he is actually on the river road. So I have to adjust what I am doing. I assume now that I will be shooting at the front of him. So I have some ACPR loaded. That's going to come in handy in just a minute. As you see, there is one enemy, and he is in the base. We also have a friend who is in the base. It looks like worst case scenario is that we tie. But in the grand scheme of aggravating other players, I guess we're gonna roll off of the base because we don't like to win or even draw by capture. So now it's pretty much on me to get there and hit and pen damage, because I mean, I'm probably the only person who can spot and take this shot. It's just annoying. There's no reason to come off of the base. Worst case scenario is you win or you draw. Now you've opened up the possibility of losing, because this guy would have drawn the match out. We're switching back to AP here because there's really no reason to be shooting ACPR at that guy except that we wanted to definitely pen. Really terrible shot. Not sure how that one hit. Another pretty terrible shot. That's fine. That's fine. Now we got a whole bunch of greenies hanging around kind of near our base because they were thinking, oh shit, somebody has to actually go back and shoot that guy. Don't worry. Aufklarungspanzer Panther to the rescue. We're heading back though. We want to get in that cap probably. We at least have the option. I assume that this guy is actually going to do a big roundabout. So he already has other friendly tanks coming in behind him. I am going to go take my option on the base. He's gonna come swinging around here, and for a moment I have kind of a bad person thought here. That is a 25-2, and he is fighting a light tank, and for a minute I thought maybe I should just let the light tank kill him, because the 25-2 has a pretty horrendous turret rotation, and that's the guy who drove off the base, and it would have made me feel a little bit okay about it. But whatever, we play the good teammate, shoot the guy, we get the win, we get the mastery badge, and strangely enough, we also got our 3rd Mark of Excellence on this. These aren't really that tough to get. You just have to play the same tank a lot. There we are at the top of the list. No surprise, with 4,000 damage in a light tank. All of our victims, since we are kind of celebrating the 3rd Mark of Excellence, we'll take this a little bit slower, then leave you with a beautiful picture of that Aufklarungspanzer Panther with all the stripes on the barrel. Hope you enjoyed the replay. I'll see you next time.